All right, well, hey everybody, how's it going? Just want to I'm going to start doing maybe a few of these live on YouTube's going forward because I want to save them and document them. And so we're going to hopefully do these every once in a while. So right now it's a few days after Motorama Custom Car Show. We're back in the shop. The shop is a complete disaster. The C50 here is blown apart. The Mercury's still sitting on the car trailer over there. I've got right in front of me here is the boat that needs a bunch of stuff done before it can get outside. So we're just going through here, and I mean, this is real life, right? It seems like no matter what I do, we go through and thrash for a whole bunch of stuff and end up with a whole bunch of mess. And of course, a lot of that too is because we're getting ready to go to the car show. So let me show you around what's going on, and I'm sure a lot of you folks can relate to, you know, what else is going on in here, because it happens to all of us, right? So let's go see. All right, so there you can see the Mercury is still up on the car trailer. So I got to get that off there. All the stuff that was sort of in the booth is just thrown in front of it. So I got to get that all straightened out and moved. The C50 is still in the same spot as you would have seen it from the last video that I did. I've actually been looking into the brake shoes on the back. Got a buddy looking into those that sells a bunch of stuff, pre-60 parts, and that's the name of his company. Search him out, got a website, great guy, has a lot of parts, you know, brake parts, hard to find front suspension stuff for all this old stuff. So maybe he's got a set of shoes for me because I can't find them. So here's the sort of a quick rundown on why I can't use these shoes. These shoes are really caked in oil or grease or whatever from the gear lube from that axle seal. So there's no way that I'll ever be able to clean those up, and I just don't feel comfortable running down the highway. I mean, if this thing was just gonna stay a farm truck and just sort of run around the yard, so to speak, or whatever, sure. I mean, it would probably last like that for a lot of years, but get those things hot, and I'm just a little bit worried about that. So still trying to figure out what to do with those brakes on this thing. So I've got the drum off, the tires are all over the place, got a bunch of parts here, garbage to throw out, you know, welders are in the middle of the shop. I've got this box here, and the unfortunate part is the weather's been so bad, I can't really get outside, get this stuff moved out of here. Well, I can now because it's a little bit nicer now, but I haven't been able to get outside and get stuff moved around. And there's the camera that I typically use. I'm shooting this on my cell phone now, but that's the camera I usually use. I haven't been able to get outside to drag this out because this has got to go behind the shop just to make some room, pull the Mercury back into here into this spot, and get this boat done. There'll be a video coming out on the boat, what I'm doing with it. I gotta update the stereo in it, do a water pump impeller, because I always like to do that when something's new to me, put a new water pump impeller in the boat. I gotta do a quick tune-up on it, and then this thing will be ready to rock and roll. So check that out coming soon for this boat. That's my Arriva. And yeah, I mean, people that know boats, yeah, sure, it's a bay liner, but hey, this thing is really nice. So just watch for the video as I show you how nice this thing is. And I mean, as a kid, I always thought these were a pretty cool boat. So here we are. I'm old and I get to own one. So yeah, Mercury's still sitting up there on the trailer. So the plan, the show was great, and man, do I appreciate everybody's input there from the show. I'll tell you, I was overwhelmed, pretty emotional actually, about it, and so happy and thankful of everybody that came out to the show, checked out all the cars and all the comments and everything that I got on this car, the criticism, and you know, it wasn't really criticism anyways, it was just, you know, comments. People were pretty good about it and talking about it. So I was just overwhelmed actually. By the end of the show, you could ask Joanne. I was pretty just ecstatic actually with the response to this. So much so that I don't even know that I want to paint it. I really you know, it was interesting seeing people look at it and go over it and, you know, look at the welds and look at the cuts that I did and where you cut, and sort of people going, oh, that's how you do it when you sort of chop a top. And hey, don't use me as reference because I have no idea what I'm doing here. But anyways, that was great. So yeah, we'll get this thing off, and the plan is that show really fired me up on this thing to get it out and running and driving and hopefully get going on it. So we'll see. We'll do a bunch of thrash here. One thing that I got to sort out is the steering shaft. So hopefully one of my buddies will help me sort that out and just decide what to do there for the steering shaft for the column. But hopefully we'll get that sorted out. And outside, I've got the Suburban still. I haven't sold it yet, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm kind of torn at the moment. If I kind of said I was going to swap this body onto it to myself for a bit, and thought, okay, maybe I'll do that. But man, I really don't want this truck to lose its sort of big truck heritage, if you will. I want this C50 to stay a C50. So who knows? Put a comment down below, actually, if you'd like to see me. What's wrong with the Suburban is lots of rust, and honestly, for myself, I would fix it. I bought a Jeep for Emily years ago, and should have done it on the channel, but I didn't. But I put new floor pans in it, made a bunch of body patch panels and a whole bunch of other stuff to patch up some rust. And this thing's just about the same shape, really, and I have no problem doing it. I mean, I've got sheet metal, I've got a welder, and just sit there and hammer out some stuff and hack it together. I mean, to me, it doesn't have to look pretty. I'm not doing a concourse restoration just to want my foot to fall through the floor. So let me know. Put a comment and tell me, do you want to see me do that? Do you want to see how I would go through and patch all the holes in that thing? I've got new rocker panels for it, which are pickup truck rocker panels that I'll cut up and put in. But let me know. If you want to see me do that, then hey, maybe it'll be content for the channel, right? I'll put it up here on the channel and do it as I go through and weld it all together and show you how I would do it. So that's going on there. So the next thing here is really I got to clean all this stuff up, get the car off the trailer and put in there, and get some stuff outside and sort it out. So anyways, thanks for subscribing and liking stuff on the channel and following along with all the builds I'm doing. I really appreciate it. And I mean, hopefully the channel is entertaining for you and funny, whatever. I mean, it's just a guy doing some stuff on cars, right? So thanks a lot, and stay tuned for some more builds.